The insight of BeLifeDriven Radio is not meant to be taken as pure medical advice. Please consult your physician before you take any medical action. BeLifeDriven is not responsible for any misuse of information gained from this program.
Choose your way. Be life-driven.
Yeah, man, that's off the chain. Who wrote that? Who is that?
Man, that's old,
wrote
man.
that.
Oh, man, that's off the chain right there. I need to go turn that into a single.
We gonna do that. We were just talking about that this weekend. Well, peace and blessings, my rays of light. This is your lady Oya, and you are tuning in to the Be Life Driven Health and Wellness Show here on rmconair.com. We are so super duper happy to be with you today. This September 1st. Labor Day. Happy Labor Day, everyone. Happy
I need to
September.
slide the cameras on. They got you front and center. I'm like,
okay, so as you can see,
you see who the show is about.
I can't even get it
over.
You trying to take over. Okay, everyone, you already know it's your lady Oya. So next to me, oh gosh, I'm going to have to deal with him for the next 2 Mondays. This Monday and next Monday.
Oh, it's off the chain.
Because our boy Aha is out. Where's he at? He's in Australia somewhere with a Marion getting it in, doing his thing.
He went over the water. He went over the water.
Making up some type of health thing to drink or something like that. I thought he was in the lab coming up with a cure for something that, that's out there right now. I thought he was working on the Ebola thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you eat some lettuce or special lettuce or put some coconut oil on or something like that. I know you're working on something.
Yeah,
ladies and gents,
digging
next to me is Doug Williams.
Ready.
He's co-hosting over here today with me.
House. Now we going. Is this all over the world, just in California or the United States? I need to know how far we reaching today.
It's all over the world.
All over the world.
We just go to Inglewood.
Oh, okay. See that.
Stop it.
All right. I just want to say hello to all my fans in China. What's the one with the dude with the big glasses? Korea. Is that South Korea? South Korea. All the got worldwide fans. So I want to make sure. Yeah, North Korea. There we go. There you go.
All right. And back in the building. Yay! Dr. Pooch is back. Oh my gosh.
Dr. Pooch.
I am back from a great trip from West Africa, Senegal. And man, I just had such a great time over
You went
there.
to West Africa?
Yeah, I was there for like over a month.
Did we have him go through decontamination? I mean,
he may be Ebola.
Man, we got Ebola. Hey, did you go through customs and everything? Did they check your blood, man?
Yeah,
that stuff is all over there, dog.
Nah, it's not as bad as you think, and it wasn't in the country that I was from.
Okay, well, make sure, man. I got babies,
Sit next to me.
Just don't shake my hand.
My
I'm
wife
sweating.
be on me. Yeah, see, you went over to the radio station and caught Ebola. I don't want to do that.
Crazy, Doug. We're going to have to get back to you because we got to find out more about your trip.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course,
hey, it's me, Chris Angelo Word, CEO and founder of the Life Driven Foundation, cancer survivor. Just hanging out here at the radio show, Be Life Driven, with all my friends.
Indeed. And right next to him is an amazing guest that is dear to my heart, Mr. Jason Taylor. How you doing today?
What's up, Oya? How you doing over there?
I'm fantastic. So we have some interesting and fun things to talk to you about. He's an amazing artist, and he often plays. As a matter of fact, we're going to be playing this weekend in San Diego. So we're going to check.
What does he play? He play what?
He's keys.
Oh, you play keys? Where you from?
I'm from Chicago, Chi-Town, holding it down.
Oh, there you go. I see
South
Chicago.
side all
Okay,
day.
you scared me for a second. All that red. I thought he was. You never can tell with the musicians.
What, all the red?
Blood. I'm sorry. You never can tell with the musicians whether they in the
You
game.
gonna have us all shot up in here.
No, but they said Chris Brown just won the game.
See, he already starting. He don't even know.
You got to make sure when you're dealing with people in the industry, because Chris Brown just joined Crips or the Bloods or one of them. I think.
East Coast, West Coast beef, all that.
Oh yeah, we just got to be careful, man. It's a family show.
See, Pooch. Wait till we get to this part about what the caller said about Doug. I'm gonna bring it up because he already started, and that's down the line.
And he came on here with his Beat headphones, and we all got these skeppers.
Showing out.
Yeah, just showing us out.
It's about the quality. Industry standard, brother.
To bring gifts. Come bring gifts.
If you want to make it, no.
You ain't that close. Right. He ain't gonna share his beats with you.
Well, look, And, this month we're talking about degenerative disease, and I'm going to be breaking that down. And today we're talking about mental degeneration. Okay, and I want to kind of put a flip on that, not so much of the Alzheimer's, but how we're actually thinking, the breakdown of how we're really thinking in this world, because there's so much chaos and so much going on. And so with that said, I do my weekly affirmation. I know Doug probably going to have something to say about this.
Go ahead, rock that out.
Yeah.
But this is a straight up, and it goes with what it is that we're going to be talking about today, because, this whole stuff, victimization and all of that, that's not cool. We got to get out of that. So the affirmation that I have this week is, I am consciously choosing healthy choices for my life.
I heard that one before.
No.
Okay.
I am consciously choosing healthy choices for my life. And here's the thing. There's certain similarities in some of the affirmations from week to week. So I hear what you're saying, but it's like, you have to continue every week working on these things in your mind to program. And because we're talking about mental degeneration, I'm talking about conscious choices. Now, let me ask you, so I really broke this down: conscious, choice, and healthy, and what that really means. It created that affirmation. Now, to be conscious is to be aware of and responding to one's surroundings, to be awake. Okay, choice is to have options, makes decisions, act of selecting, and healthy is not to be diseased, to be at diseased. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole idea of disease is to not be at ease, disease. You guys get that?
Yeah, why I sound like I do a poem. Doesn't it sound like I do a serious poem?
It's so sweet.
I get really all yummy about this because it's so important to me, and how we think and our languaging, because I know that it changes people's lives, the clients I've worked with, and in mine, and how I think. So let me ask you, what do you think about this affirmation about I'm consciously choosing healthy choices for my life? And what do you think about healthy choices? What does that mean to you, being conscious?
Well, it's a great point to put conscious before, because you have to be conscious to be able to make that choice. Otherwise, it just is what it is. You might not think you have a choice. But if you're conscious about if you're educated about the decisions that you're making, then therefore it could be a conscious choice. You're actually putting thought behind whatever presents itself in front of you. So it's very important to be educated first on what's in front of you, and then make a choice, because you do have a choice. A lot of people are stuck in routines and stuck in a life that they think is just God's will, and I have to suffer through this, but you actually have a choice with everything that you do.
Like they don't have choices. Remember, choice is having options, and then you make a decision. You select what it is that's in front of you. Chris, what's your thoughts on this?
Well, mine is pretty simple. I just dropped my last girlfriend, so I'm a choice. But I choose. Yeah, I choose to hang around positive people who are up and mobile, doing things with their life. So in business and in health. And
I'm glad that you did that, because that's really powerful what you said. You joked around with a girlfriend, but that's real talk, because sometimes you can have a partner in your life that bring you down. They can bring you up, they can bring you down. And same thing with your friends. Your parents would always tell you about the friends that you hang around, but I think sometimes when you get older, you start to realize, wow, they're zapping my energy, or they're just constantly bringing negative vibes, versus having people that's, on the moving group.
Yeah, but you got to be careful, though. All you people out there that's married, you can't just drop that choice. You can't just don't get all geeked up off this program. You know what? Let me wait till I get home. No, you need to write it.
Girlfriend now.
I'm just saying, but you saying probably, because sometimes your wife or your husband can bring you down, and you just can't jump out of that right there. I want to say to my man right there, that comment, what's the doctor? I'm just gonna call you the doctor. The doctor is making some good choices. He grow his own bananas. He came in with banana today. One banana.
That was a story about banana. I'm saying y'all got it. If you want me to taste the difference, if you guys want to taste the difference between these store-bought starchy bananas and the real deal, it's a totally different experience.
So I
got a neighbor.
I don't want to get up too far off topic, but are you telling me, brother? This is what I'm talking about. You talking about choices. You mean to tell me that there's a difference between a banana that I can buy at the store? Yeah. Bananas don't stay ripe that long. I mean, they only incubation period. I can buy a banana from you, and it's gonna taste different.
Yeah, it's gonna taste different.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. All right. No, let's keep going. I thought that was fascinating. That he said he can grow bananas. I mean, I've never heard it.
So, Doug, what kind of healthy choices do you make?
Healthy choices. I'm making a lot of healthy choices these days. I don't eat red meat. I don't eat swine. making a choice to bear down and beat my kids. I had to get on to my oldest son yesterday, had to spank him. So I'm making some good choices right now. I feel good about myself. You know what I'm saying? The thing about choices is that, we got to be realistic about choices. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know y'all trying to promote health and trying to tell people to be healthy, but, you ain't got time to grow bananas. You're going to have to go to the store and get you a banana or an apple or a pear. I understand that we try to be health conscious, but at the same time, we have to be realistic about being health conscious. That's all I'm saying. Like my man, you play, what do you play?
Keyboard.
Yeah. You don't have time right before a show to be out hunting to find, different types. You grab your banana, pear, whatever it is, and you go play your music, right?
Hit it, absolutely.
That's right. All right. So
I got a question for Jason, though.
Yes, sir.
It's off
What's
topic.
Off topic.
I bought a keyboard about 6 weeks ago. I need a mentor, man. I need somebody to get me started.
Okay, so first he asked for my beats, and now he's trying to get some tunes. What's going on up here?
we just brought you in here, really, man, to see what kind of services we can get from you. You know what I'm saying?
First, I get your beats.
We need some keyboard training.
Some keyboard lessons. No, brother, I got to holler at me after the show. Definitely.
Well, Chris, you really serious about it, man. I mean, you can go on the internet these days. My son is learning to play the piano from the internet. They got these little blue
so
balls
many
that come
tutorials,
down
man.
on the keys.
That's
and
what we told him last time, though, right?
Yeah, but I'm just trying to, get started on, just a little bit of one song.
Go to the internet and type in any song you want to play.
Candle in the Wind.
You can type in, what's that song by Orange Juice Jones? I saw you and him. You can play that on the internet right on your keyboard. Walking in the rain.
Play it or just going to play?
Balloons
Well,
gonna drop.
show you what, like,
balloons gonna
things to
drop.
press.
My son had the balloons drop
Press.
to the keys. Yeah.
What keys to press, when to press them.
Just look up learning how to play piano for dummies learning how to play piano. Something like that.
Get me excited, y'all. Get me excited. All right.
Dummies
all
for
right.
piano or something like
Yeah.
that. I'm
So
sorry.
you
We didn't mean to
straight
veer off our topic.
There we go.
What were you
You
talking
straight
about?
now.
Jason, as the artist traveling, you just got back from Spain.
Yes,
How
yes.
do you make healthy choices? How does that affirmation work with you? I know that you do affirmations and you work with positive thinking. So
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it is extremely important to of course surround yourself with positive energy, whether it is a God-centered kind of energy, and that's what I do. Of course, when I wake up every morning, I give thanks to God who allowed me to wake up
Appreciate
and who
that.
allowed me to go to sleep and do what it is that I do. But also during my day, I make sure that I surround myself with positive thinking and positive energy through music and through how I speak to people, through how I treat people, and I think that is a good starting place for all of us. I mean, if you can't go to the gym all the time, if you can't buy books and do all of this other stuff, you can start with a simple smile or hey, how you doing, and just true conviction of what it is that you're about. So that's kind of how those choices just.
See that he was raised in the church. You could tell. He was raised. You started playing for the church first before you start playing for the
Preach it,
devil.
yes, sir.
All right. See that he played for the church first. Now he's in the secular music, and stuff like that. But he started out in the church. You can tell
Sinful,
church folk.
sinful,
Yeah,
sinful
he's,
now,
he's in the sin realm now.
Yeah.
But he started out playing for the church. You can tell. You came up on the rough side.
Yes,
But
sir.
the rough side, you from the south side of Chicago, right?
Well, actually, I was born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee, and it was a nice suburban-ish area, and it was real nice. I mean, it was a community environment, though.
You grew up around Elvis Presley.
Yeah, right.
It's a
But
good area.
It was during an era in the 90s where you can go outside and kids actually played outside and you played kickball, and when the lights were off, everybody came together in the neighborhood and stuff like that. And so we went from there to Chicago, and I experienced my first drive-by sound. I said, what was that? I said, somebody just got shot. I was like, oh man, whole new environment. And so from like 10 until 18, that's when I went to college. But first west side of Chicago, then the south side of Chicago was a whole different experience. But of course, it put some hair on your chest. And so,
Yeah. So you kind of got a little real rounded there, huh?
On the
Yeah.
screen right there, man, you kind of look like Floyd Mayweather when we look.
Man, if I hear that one more time,
like Floyd Mayweather, man.
Yeah, you do.
Stop
You
it.
look like Floyd Mayweather. I'm just saying, man. I'm sorry. I
I've
didn't mean to
never
throw you off
seen
your
it
thing.
until
No, listen.
I'm just
it's crazy.
saying.
People,
I sound like him a little bit too, believe it or not.
people are always talking about Mos Def and Floyd Mayweather. I don't understand.
Beat
You never see-
Floyd Mayweather. Don't be
You never see it
Don't
for
be
yourself. You never see it. For
Never.
Other people. People
Never.
tell me all the time, man. I look like the dude from Scrubs, Donald Faison. I've actually
Yes.
had people come up to me. And want to autograph from Donald, what his name is. But yeah, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to interrupt
And you right, Doug Williams. It's like, no, brother.
No, Donald Faison. if I was single, I'd be playing that out a lot more. But
I love it. I love it. Well, you know what? We got more to talk to you, Jason, and I can't wait to get back and hear more about Pooch and his travels and vacation. And we got to get to Doug because we had a caller after the show and you left, and I have to bring this up, and we're going to talk about the current events of what's going on, and it's going to just go right into what you said last time you were here.
You've been holding this trump card. She didn't give me, she told me this off air. She could have gave me a heads up and said, look, she's going to just hit me straight. So everybody, whatever she tells me, it's going to be a first time telling me. A lot of times in radio, they pre-warn you, give you a what you're going to be talking about, right? So you can get your thoughts. I'm going to be put on the spot by whatever happened or whoever said what,
It's not so bad, but it's just, you had your opinion, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. So we're going to
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to bring Jesus in it. So whatever it is.
Let's thank our sponsors, Team Watson, Daily Solutions, BeLifeDriven, for sponsoring this Pitbull Energy Drink and Roscoe's.
Absolutely. And we're going to go into this fantastic song by Pharrell because we're talking about positive thinking and being happy. We can do it.
We can ready to play Be Happy.
We're gonna
he happy because he rich.
That's what I'm saying. I can't stand people always happy and you broke. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on.
We're going to talk about that, Doug. We're going to work on you. So we're going to go to a little Happy by Pharrell, and we're going to come back and talk about the drama that you started.
I like the song the first 1,500 times I heard it.
And we need to check for playing it.
We'll be right back, everyone. And call us 323-965-1600. Let us know what your thoughts are.
If you feel like a room without a roof, clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you.
Who was that singing?
Clap along.
Pharrell.
No.
That's me. Sound good, didn't it?
I was like, that wasn't too bad.
Wasn't it?
All right, Chris. Okay.
I thought about it for a minute.
I got a job on Friday. I need a couple background singers. Are you trying to make a little extra money? Oh, and then Daisy, he tried to take your job.
Playing in that Pips role.
Yeah.
Tips, right.
So what's going on? What do we do this weekend? It's Labor Day today. I know we're just in here a couple of hours for enjoyment, and then we're going out doing what today? What you got going, Doug?
I'm just gonna kick it. My younger sons are playing football, and they first time playing. They really don't know what they're doing. So I'm gonna go work. I've been on the road for like the last traveling. So I'm back home or whatever. Spend some time with the family. It's all about family time now for me.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Pooch, what's going on in the world today? What's happening?
Well, I was gonna do something else, right? But this, there was just a bombshell dropped on the community. Now you guys know the actor Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
He played in a lot of the Adam Sandler movies.
He played the animal.
Yeah, you can do it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he apparently contacted Jerry Brown's office, Reverend Jerry Brown, and told him that there's a conspiracy with the CDC trying to suppress facts. Black children are being diagnosed with autism after the MMR vaccination, so the mumps, measles, rubella, right? 350% higher rates than everybody else after the vaccination. So the vaccination is between 24 to 36 months. Young child.
You talking about the shots? Did the kids get the shots?
Right. So apparently,
Autism?
yeah, it's they're and people have known this for a while, but we've said this and we've been cautious about saying certain things. But now this is a bombshell that's been put in the news.
Why? Because the white man said it.
Well, because now he apparently has a lot of proof behind it. He has the documentation and a lot of other agencies other than the CDC. CDC is the Center for Disease Control.
Thank you.
Right?
Clarifying that. So you saying we can't? The kids can't get the shots no more now?
Well, I'm not saying that.
I mean, 'cause that's basically what this is alluding to. That you saying in the black community
Right.
that these shots are leading to autism,
Right.
And that
So they're saying it may be too young for the kids to be taking those shots, for their body to properly.
It is some truth behind that, but I don't know why when a white man says it, all of a sudden it's important.
I've been saying it for a long time, but I didn't really have the documentation to back me up. He apparently has the documentation and the platform to really back him up. So we're talking about the mind health, in this month, and we're so autism literally is like Alzheimer's disease. It's just an earlier form of autism of Alzheimer's. Right. It blocks the brain synapses, like the connections in the brain, and you're unable to develop at a normal rate, at the rate like regular children. So.
He was born on Halloween. We can't really believe a lot he says.
That's crazy though, man. This whole
Can't believe Wikipedia neither.
It's born October 31st. We gotta check that brother out.
This whole thing you saying is kind of crazy, man. Because kids don't get the shots. I mean, that's a requirement. I have kids. They can't go to school. You have to have the vaccination. They have to have certain things. So
there are loopholes though, because if you say, for example, there's religious freedom in this country. So if you say that your religion doesn't require you, or you don't believe in giving vaccinations to your child, that's a loophole, and that they can't keep your child.
This is true. I've heard this.
They can't keep your child
But it's
from.
so
I need to see.
scary,
I need
though.
to see some of the kids. You can't tell me. I need to see some of the kids. Yeah, who done has? He had a shot. Look at him now. Let me. Bring the kids out like a lineup.
but didn't we
Let me
heard
see what
this
they're doing after they get their shots.
Jenny McCarthy.
Remember the little yellow bus used to go by?
Yeah,
go
people come up see some of this stuff, and I'm not trying to put a down, but some of this stuff, man, it's just I mean, nowadays when we were coming up, you had a lot of energy, you just had too much sugar. Don't give them no more Kool-Aid. Now, everything has a title to it. You know what I'm saying? Everything's changed, man. Everything's softened up. When you were coming up, Chris, when you rode a bike, did you wear a helmet?
Hell no.
Did you wear any knee pads?
No.
Yeah, now they put knee pads, you put key. I mean, come on, man. What's the change? I'm not trying to step on whatever shots and autism and stuff like that. But I'm just saying sometimes people make a bigger thing out of things than what they really are.
And they're doing it in the black community to try to put more emphasis on why black kids are special.
But it's not just with black children, because like I was just confirming with Pooch. Was it in Jenny McCarthy? She had a big campaign, a whole thing, because her child right had.
It's all across the board, but we're talking about a 350% difference.
Yeah, so
in black children, you know what I mean? So that's drastic. That's
but my question would be, why is it black kids though? I mean, are they giving the same medicine to white kids and their bodies just fighting it off? I mean, I don't mean what I'm saying. I mean, because white kids take the shots too now. I mean, so what it is about us that said, we get shot and we have autism, and white kids get it and go to Harvard. I mean, what's the deal?
It's like kind of some kind of conspiracy theory kind of thing.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying it's always something.
I'm back to the fact that it's an actor, and how come a white actor get to make this statement and make it
Yeah, is he married to a black woman?
Yeah, I want to know something. Come on, something got to be behind.
Must be having sex with a black woman like Bill Maher, because Bill Maher has helped black women.
Come on.
Bill Maher, people don't know that. Bill Maher needs to have a place in Black History Month. He has helped some black women. They need to honor him some type of way in Black History Month for all the women he's paid and sent to college. All right.
Okay. We got anything else going on? Which I tell you, this morning, knowing that I was going to be out, I did something that I don't often do: watch news.
Watch news?
Let me tell you something. When was the last time you turned on the news and got information that was other than this person kid? And it's just, to start off your morning with that, and reminded me why I don't watch it. Now, what is your opinion on this, you guys?
Because
you
got to know what's going on.
I understand. Current events is very important, even for myself as a writer, to know what's going on in the world, to be able to express yourself as a writer. I'm telling you, it's like when I watch the regular news, it's just every minute, it's like sensationalized of just all of. I mean, come on,
but that's what society. I mean, really.
No, that's not really society. Like, for example, there was a study done that the rate of violence went down in a certain area, but the media reportage of violent crime went up by like
what I'm saying that's society. I'm saying we feed off of negativity. Is what I'm saying. I'm saying you do good, clean gospel music or whatever. You're not selling the music. You do the Chris Brown whole stripping or whatever. Yeah. Bam. So what I'm saying is that's what I'm saying. So I'm just saying society is geared towards negativity.
But see, this is what we're going to be talking about today, and how we're thinking, because when you start off your day that way with all the world's in shambles and this is going bad and the sky is falling. I mean, literally, there's all this stuff going on constantly. I mean, one of the things that came up in the news, in Rancho Cucamonga 7-Eleven, clerk was stabbed. And that's right. So here's the thing. I got the information here. And this is going over to you, Doug, and what this caller from Atlanta by the name of Nas, he had kind of that you said. He's
a dedicated listener, because I remember we thought that he was
exactly. Well, look, so this is what happened. I'm looking at the stabbing suspect. Number one, Hispanic male in his 20s, 5'6", thin build, black hat and jacket. Suspect number two, Hispanic male in his 20s, 5'8", thin build, tank top, black pants. Now, I give this breakdown because it was something that you said when we were talking about Ferguson. We were talking about, what's going on, and you had mentioned that, these kids today, they can't be like rappers. They can't wear T-shirts and baggy jeans. Rappers do what they do, and that's their job, their flex, their swag. They can do that. They're rappers. But kids, they can't be wearing stuff like that because what?
Well, back to my original comment about society is just negative. I mean, we had a news channel that just only played good things that have people watch it. I mean, it's almost like the when the person falls, we look for the person to fall so we can laugh. But back to what you just asked me, fortunately, Dave Chappelle did this bit that I thought was a classic bit that he did, where he said, if a woman dresses like a whore, and you approach her that way, she says, "Oh, I'm a church girl." You were thrown off. I mean, if I dress like a police officer, you come up to me and say, "Hey, I need your help, police officer." So what I'm saying is, dress, with the hoodies, the sagging pants, whatever. Whether you like it or not, you fall into a certain category. You put yourself in a position to be profiled, and it's unfortunate. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying that that's how it should be, but that's how it is.
Let me give you 2 points to rebut that. Like, we're only profiled because that characterization of the hoodie and the saggy pants, that's been demonized by the media.
That's because who robbed me.
A
guy with a saggy pants and hoodie on.
We have to take some responsibility. I understand where you come from. We have to take some responsibility.
Absolutely. And then the second point is, during the break we were playing Happy, and that song literally went the whole world. Even in Senegal, there's a version that a popular rapper remade the song in the traditional language of Senegal, right? Mm-hmm. And so that song is totally positive. You know what I mean? it broke all barriers in terms of people remixing the song, right?
But there are some exceptions to every rule.
Yeah.
Now, I would just, and I don't mean to cut you off. I would just step in to say, music, man, music touches the soul. So whenever you make good music, a good beat or a good tune, the message can be whatever. Because for every song that's happy like that, this song has gone global. And we can take songs where you're talking about hoes, pimps, you put it to some good music, and it travels well too.
Right, but my point is, there's a machine behind it. There's a machine, literally. We're all in the industry here. We know that there's a machine that would rather, songs, a certain cadence, rather than the happy song.
Right.
If it were an artist like myself, or anybody in this room that came up with happy, we'd have a hell of a hard time convincing the record exec or whatever to place that song. It's because for in a position that he was blessed with that opportunity.
You're absolutely right. And that goes to my point. That goes to my point of the society that we live in. You're right. If it was you,
I think that's society. You're blaming the society, but like we're kind of victims of the society because we don't. It's only a small percentage that really drives media. You know what I mean? That really puts the image. The images out there, like say for example in the news, like the image of Islam or whatever. Islam is so big right now in the world, but we're focusing on ISIS. We're focusing on like these little small groups, extremist groups all around the world, and it's painting the global picture of what a religion is. You know what I'm saying? So now my perception of when I see a thing or like little cousins or whatever, when I talk to them and they see a woman with the hijab on, and they're like, oh man, I'm scared of her. It's automatically because of the message that we're receiving from the media. You see what I'm saying?
It's stories that we buy into with our perceptions. Again, it's how we think. And the reason why, I wasn't just coming down on you, Doug. I gave this example, literally the snapshot you see that I took on my TV, because it was tank top black pants. It's just like usually it's the wife beater, it's the baggy pants, like it's real generic, and that's who they're out to look for. Right. So that is the truth. It's like you're talking about you got to be careful what you're wearing, but then Nas from Atlanta says, nah, heck nah. You should be able to wear whatever you want to wear and do whatever you want to do, and you should not be a suspect. You should not get beaten down, and you definitely shouldn't be shot or killed.
Well, what I'm saying is he's right, and I'm not arguing that point, but I should be able to, if it's cold in the wintertime, I should be, because there are people who, I go to Alaska, there are people who wear the pull down things where I should be able to walk into the bank with a ski mask on. It's my constitutional right. I'm not going to rob it. I should be able to go into the bank with a ski mask on. But if I did that, there would be a problem. So what you should get to do, what you're able to do, to me, are two different things. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is.
You're only a victim if you allow yourself to be a victim.
Right. I should be able to.
I was joking with a ski mask on or a hoodie on. You allow yourself to be a victim.
I was joking with my man right here, or what have you. But it's a reality. You can't go in certain places in LA wearing red like that. You understand what I'm saying? You should be able to. You should be able to put that red on, put your hat to the back, man, and walk down the street and be like, yo. But the reality is there are certain places that you can't go wearing that red.
True.
Where you would bring trouble upon yourself.
I hear the caller. I hear you, Doug. If you're listening and you have thoughts on this, we would love to hear what you think. 323-965-1600.
Say that again, because we need some callers, man. We need to get callers in here. I appreciate Nas voicing his opinion, because we need discussions like this, especially in the community, man, to get it out there. And these are topics that we need to talk about. So, yeah, please call us up, man. If you to call us up.
What should a black male not do? Walk down Santa Monica Boulevard, right?
Well, you get put in a category if you walk down Santa Monica Boulevard. If you're looking for women, you go to Hollywood Boulevard. If you're looking for men, you go to Santa Monica Boulevard. That's just the way it is. That's a reality.
I avoid Santa Monica Boulevard like the plague. I mean, I try not to turn on Santa Monica no matter what, because if your friends see you on there, they'll be like, hey, man, that's
so horrible.
But I don't even take my sons, man. I took, because sometimes you forget, you just be trying to get someplace. I took my sons down Santa Monica, and I'm not saying anything about gays. I don't have a problem with that. But I'm trying to raise men. I took my son down Santa Monica Boulevard. Bam, two dudes kissing. That threw he was like 6 at the time. That threw my whole plan off. Now skip Dr. Seuss. I gotta go right to teaching them about coochie. You understand what I'm saying? I gotta get the benefits, how treatment is. But I'm just saying that's the reality, though.
Reality still. You gotta avoid some things. I mean, it's true.
No doubt. Well, also, speaking of the baggy jeans and tops. Oh, we got a caller. I wonder if they're talking about this particular topic. First, let's check in with him. Caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
This is Joy, and I'm calling from Montgomery, Alabama.
Montgomery, Alabama.
Hey, Joy.
What up, Joy? You still find it ever, Joy?
We do have a listener. Even if it's by default.
I love her name. It just fits right.
You already enjoy at the same time. Happy, Joy.
What's up, Joy?
Yes. Hey, what's up? I'm listening.
You gotta call in with a question, or you can't just call in and say listening.
That's my brother. That's my brother.
Is your brother crazy? Do you believe in what he's saying? What's your thoughts on him?
Yes, I agree with him, but my comment is, if you go to a doctor, ladies, if you go to a gynecologist and their pants are sagging off and they have gold teeth in their mouth, you're going to categorize them. You're not going to want to go to that doctor.
That's
and
a very
it's the
good
same
point.
thing if you see young men walking with their pants sagging. They may go to Harvard or some college like that, but you just generalize them. Same thing, you see a white guy walking with all black on, black nail chain. Your mind just goes
Good
wherever
point.
the media has taken you.
That's a very, very good point. That's what I'm saying. You know, this is society. You should be, you know, in an ideal world, Pleasantville, you know, you should be able to have a degree or and you should be able to go in on an interview with saggy pants on, cornrow.
Whatever you wanna do.
Yeah, right, because that shouldn't affect, tattoo. It shouldn't affect your knowledge of what you know or the fact that you went to school for 18 years. Right. But the reality of it is that you're not going to get a job. If you walk in, I wouldn't hire somebody that walk in with gold teeth and platinum, you know. So what I'm saying, it works for the rappers. That's their profession. Right. They put on an air. It works for them. But it's just not accepted in everyday society. And now we have this new thing killing black males because of this. So to me, you're going a long way to prove a point. Now, I'm going to wear my hoodie. I'm going to wear my sagging pants. And you lose your life over that. So if it comes down to a choice whether to change and live or to continue this pattern just to prove a point, I'd rather change and live. You know, I mean, there's a time and place for everything. You know, you saggy pants, you hanging out at home, you know, with your friends or what have you, or you at a private function or whatever. Cool. When you're out in society and you're in places where you know blacks are going to be profiled, you got to change, man. You got to change. You know?
Yes. Yeah. Well, thanks, Joy. You got anything else to say to your bro or to us?
I love you, Doug. I miss you.
Thank you.
You didn't say nothing to me, Joy.
Yes, Chris, Joy. You got to make sure you speak to Chris.
I told my that's Chris. You know,
So they didn't know it was you. They didn't know it was your show. But, all right, thanks for calling. The $100 to be in your account. Before, you know. Get us a call. I'm sorry, y'all. Please follow suit.
Thanks, Joy.
Love you.
Well, in other news, we got another caller. Okay, let's see what's up.
She thought of something.
Oh, get the vibe going. Hey, caller. What's your name and where you calling from?
It's Nas from Atlanta.
Oh.
Speaking of Nas.
Hey, Nas.
What's cracking, homie?
You been
Everything got Chris.
Good. You have a valid point, Nas. I want to tell you that, man. That's a good point you brought up.
So when you listen to what Doug said, what are your thoughts now? So now he had a chance to defend himself on how you felt.
Well, first of all, let me say I enjoy the show. I listen in every Monday that I get a chance to. I love the spirit of the show. I love the substance of the show. So having said that, how I would respond to my brother is simply to say that truth is contextual. Like he said, there's time and a place for everything. So he agrees that truth is contextual. So if you take something out of context, it no longer is true. Now, what the sister said about somebody going to a doctor's office, and of course that's inappropriate for a doctor to consider themselves professional, to be dressed in that manner or conduct themselves, you know, that would be looked at as inappropriate behavior. But in a broader context, if you have a black man that's walking in the street with a hoodie on, for people to draw conclusions that that is a threat on GP, that's a problem, not with the individual, but the society as a whole. I understand contextually, you know, you can't go into Crip wearing blood, you can't go into blood wearing Crip. I think these are all valid points, but they are within a respective context for a person to exercise some type of street wisdom or, you know, in general, some overall wisdom. I have an Arabic name. My name is Salim Nazir Hakim. That's my full name. When I wear a beard. So when I go to the airport and they see how I look and they look at my ID, they see my name, then I'm automatically flagged to go through the type of scrutiny. I understand that comes with the territory, but that's by no means am I going to change my name or put on the colonial shackles and try to assimilate just because somebody else is threatened by my appearance or my cultural heritage or name. So, you know, that's the point. I understand what everybody's saying, but just keep in mind, truth is contextual. You take something out of context, it's no longer true.
That's a good point, brother. And, well spoken, man. I appreciate your, your vernacular. I mean, that's very impressive, and I like to hear brothers able to express themselves in the manner in which you just did.
Absolutely.
you know, what I'm saying is this is the way it is, not the way it should be. I'm not putting placing what's right and what's wrong. I mean, in an ideal world, like I said, you are right. You should be able to do things. You know, you should be able to, and that's very unfortunate in the case. You know, in the case if you go to the airport and you're traveling, you can't get around that. You know, I mean, you have to show your ID. You have to. So in those instances, we can do something about that. You know, can bring attention to that. But as far as walking in a neighborhood or being in a certain place with a hoodie on, or I mean, to me, that goes to your argument of in, you know, the doctor's office or whatever. There are certain places and certain times that if you dress like that, you're going to draw unwanted attention to yourself, and then you put yourself in jeopardy of something that happened. So, you know, you're right. I agree with you wholeheartedly. But it goes back to your point of time, place, and environment. At the right time, the right place, and the right environment to wear and do certain things.
Well, with that said, Nas, how do you dress?
Just told you. Nas is actually committed to always leave for the airport early.
Right, he has to.
He has to.
Are you? Here's a remedy for you. Nas, are you Muslim?
No, actually, I'm not.
Okay, well, here's a remedy for you. I mean, see, I like this because this open out to get the help. I travel a lot. Nas, there's a thing called global entry. Global entry. You pay $100. Called Global Entry. You fill it out online. Look it up. Google it. For all people that travel, it's called Global Entry. You go, you fill it out. You pay $100. You go down to the airport. They run all your security, they do everything or whatever. Right?
Yeah, I just saw it. I didn't know what it was.
You don't have to take your shoes off anymore. You're pre-screened. It's almost it's synonymous with the TSA pre-check too. But you can do all the things, man, and you don't have to worry about that. You registered. You don't have to take off your shoes. You don't have to take off your belt. So it's Global Entry, man. If you travel a lot, it'll save you a lot of time and a lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I appreciate the advice. I am aware of that, but there are other reasons that will prevent me from doing that.
Well, you must have a felony or something. If you got a record of felony,
you got a problem going on.
Absolutely not. I travel with a firearm, so I do arrive at the airport early to check that.
Well, you police, if you travel with a firearm, you got to be 5'0". You traveling with? I knew the feds was watching.
I can't put him on blast on the radio. We get a private call with him.
I was fired because there's out there people that's gonna shoot me for my hoodie being on. So.
Other issues going on.
No, I deal in wealth management systems, and I deal with precious metals, and I also involved in the EPS community, executive protection community. So I travel the firearms. So.
You got a whole lot of things going on. You got an Arabic name. You got a gun. You got some issues, man.
Travel gold and platinum.
I can't argue with that. I do got some things going on.
That's gonna be next week. Call in. If you got issues, call in. We're gonna help you with those type of issues.
I'll see you at 7-Eleven when I get down.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, I appreciate y'all.
So glad that you called in. Love the message that you sent the show, but it's so great to actually hear your voice and have call in. One question I got for you before you get out here is one other thing we were going to quickly talk about is about the cameras that they're wearing now. What are your thoughts on that in Ferguson because of what happened? Do you know that, or you're against it? What are your thoughts? I was watching on the news today and they were saying that they don't like some people don't like the cameras because they're saying that they don't feel comfortable going to the cops to express some information. You know, they want to give them a lead. Wear cameras.
I think I'm sorry, let Nas, but I think all these should have a camera. I think all civilians should wear a camera. That's what we need. Instead of buying all these necklaces and all this platinum, buy you a camera and wear that around your neck. That'll help solve the problem, Nas, when you got a hoodie on. Have a camera on, too. It should come with the hoodie.
Do you like the idea of the camera as far as keeping them accountable?
Actually, I do like the idea of the cameras for police. I understand what citizens' concerns would be because they say what you say and do will and can be used against you, so I can understand that concern. But with what you're seeing in America today as it relates to black men and law enforcement, I think is something that it's the lesser of two evils. So I wouldn't have a problem with it because if they know they were being scrutinized, then you can get a lot more professional behavior out of these guys, and there would be some respect for the rights. And I just want to say one more thing to our brother in Parton. Me and him actually agree. You know, I just don't want us to get to blaming the victim. I believe in individual rights over group rights. We start judging groups monolithically. You have a problem in America, not just with black men, but all of its citizenry. So I think that's important for us to keep in mind. And like, for example, Anti-Defamation League, they understand, the Jews understand that when you start speaking negatively or making anti-Semitic comments that create an environment that depreciates life, then they know the threat starts with blaming the victim or perceptions or generalizations or profiling. So they address those things right in the onset, right in its inception, as we should. So we can learn from that example as well.
I'm trying to look up that word monolithically. You took the big words from me. But I agree.
Very intelligent.
I agree.
Very intelligent.
I agree with what you say, man. We shouldn't, and by no means I'm saying that we should blame the victim. What I'm trying to put in motion by saying these things is I'm trying to raise consciousness to make people more aware of how things are, so we can cut down on these things, man. So if it means that in a certain part of town, a certain area, somebody takes off a hoodie and it saves a life, so be it. But I completely agree with what you guys are saying. Yeah. It's not right. It shouldn't be a representation of who you are because you choose. Because the side of the coin, man, white people do it all the time. My sister called in and she said, white guys with the black paint, the gothic, that whole look, they walk around like that all the time. Nobody's been shot. Nobody's been killed. So I agree. I'm in complete agreement with you guys. I'm going to turn the floor because I see the doctor wants to talk. I'm in complete agreement. I'm just trying to save lives right now, man, until we get to that point to where, society accepts us for our different fashions and our different makeups or whatever. That's why I am. Go ahead, Doc. I know you were trying to end.
No, I'm just saying the caller Nas has a great point. It seems that, and I don't want to make it a race issue, but, it seems that black is always a victim and is always being victimized for whatever style, for whatever trend is coming up. And if we go to the Jewish community, for example, they wear their traditional robes and all black and
right.
and they walk in groups in whole neighborhoods, and they're never really profiled or
They stay inside their neighborhoods too. They stay in their own segments. They find their own.
Right now, imagine if there was a Muslim community that was that strong, like say go to Michigan, in some part of Michigan where the Muslim stronghold is just as present as the Jewish stronghold here in Los Angeles, and there's a different profiling being going on over there. There's a different watching of different FBI,
right.
The local police departments, and it's because these voices, these groups, the Jewish group over here, like they have the Anti-Defamation League, they understand the political conversation in that. They understand, and that's something black people we don't have yet. And,
we don't understand it. You just
we understand it, but those leaders have been taken away from us. So it's a bigger conversation. You know what I mean?
Right. You're right.
But so I think that's systematic as well. So it's a huge conversation. So that's all I want to say.
That's what I love about this show, man. We laughing, we tripping, we having a good time, but we're delving into some serious issues.
Yeah, we're here to raise consciousness and to talk about things, to offer healthy choices.
Yes.
So
and sometimes it's the parents. Parents
it's all everything is all a part of it, right? Collectively, when we talk about how we appear, how we think, inside and out. So it's all important.
I was watching the news the other day, Ann Coulter on Fox, right? She said, with the whole Ebola conversation, she said all these immigrant kids that are coming into the country, we should just give them Ebola, right?
Are you serious? Did she say that?
She said that.
What?
Yeah, I can put it up right now. Look up Ann Coulter.
All of the kids that are coming, with the problem that they have with the immigrants, the Hispanic immigrants or whatever.
Another white lady, right?
We should get. What's crazy about her, man, is that she makes all these comments, and I think a lot of times she's trying to be, controversial for controversial sake.
Right.
Whatever. But she's sleeping with Jimmy Walker, man. Good time.
No, you're crazy.
Nah, she banging. I know he's hit it. That's a black guy. That Jimmy Walker. Y'all know Jimmy. You might not know who Ann Coulter is, but you know who Jimmy Walker is.
Wow.
Yeah, he's banging. So you know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's thank our sponsors again. We want to thank Daily Solutions, Team Watson, BeLifeDriven, Pitbull Energy Drink, and Waffles Chicken Waffles.
I haven't had waffle. Sometimes you have to treat yourself. And now damn it, you have to treat yourself.
Right.
You can eat all the bananas and everything.
Yes,
but every now and then, if you don't put some some other stuff in your body, then you don't know what you're cleaning out. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so
right.
you got to treat yourself.
On that note, we're going to come back and talking to our guest, Jason Taylor, and we're going to play one of his songs. Actually going to be released tomorrow, September 2nd.
Yes,
And since we're all in the good vibe of positive thinking, and we are talking, we want to stay in the positive because we're talking about some real things about, negative thoughts and how that can control you and take you down, or positive thoughts and how they can take
We
you
got
up.
to change the format of this too, man. When y'all have a guest that comes in here like this, I'm just putting it out because, I'm in the process of changing the show. You should have had a keyboard in here. You remember every night? You could have brought your keyboard. We could have had it set up in here. He could set us into breaks and stuff. Y'all got to max my talent when you get in here. You got somebody that can play instruments, have the instruments on hand when
This
they come
man
in.
trying to make me work this morning.
That's what I'm saying. That's beautiful if you could sing us into a break and play.
We're going to have to bring Jason back. But in the meantime, he is here.
I can go home and get it. I'll stay 5 minutes from here.
No, sir.
In the meantime, Jason is here to promote his new single. It's called Beautiful Day.
Oh, here we go. Another happy song. Another happy song.
Hey, let's see if his song do like happy or whatever. Y'all talking about positive. Let's make his song go all over the where you say to play it and do a Prince
Can I
version.
address that though before
let's
we
do
go
that.
there? Just some background though with Pharrell. Pharrell had like a real difficult time with Happy. No radio station would play his song Happy. No executive took it in. What actually took place with the song, of course, it was placed on the soundtrack Despicable Me
Right.
2. And with so many kids who loved the song, they started putting videos out on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I saw some of those videos. Yeah.
And those videos in turn went viral and in turn pushed the record
We got to
company.
get something to go viral, man.
So the idea that the media is holding us back and the
Ain't nobody holding us back. It's not just
company
us.
and all of this other stuff, that around today, 2014 is a fallacy because we have instant trending topics that the media does not control.
Brother, you might have missed your. You sound just like a preacher. Don't he sound like he about to
Preacher.
preach?
Man, I'm not about to.
You sound like a
He wants
preacher.
to be a thug. He wants to be a thug.
You good.
Oh, yeah, listen, take a play the record. Listen.
All right, Mayweather. All right, Mayweather.
Good.
All right, we're going to
All right,
break.
we gotta go to
We're going
break.
to go to break.
Boy, you sound like a minister.
Amen.
Well,
When will we learn how to be free? Ooh, and find that joy that makes us complete. Oh, so when the sun comes up, let's give it some smiling. Let us raise our guns and let us start living. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day.
We're back.
It's a beautiful day.
hey.
Yeah, there's something new right here, man.
Look at the headphones,
Thank you, bro.
One's supposed to go on one side. It's a right and left. I didn't know that. Did I have these on backwards? I'm
Oh,
sorry.
gosh.
I just thought.
Jason, we got
Man, if you don't get off that,
I'm sorry. I know right now.
Jason,
Yes.
thank you for the song. It's
Thank
a
you so
beautiful
much for playing
day.
that.
Yes. So tell me a little bit about that
It's
song,
beautiful, man.
Thank you so
Beautiful,
much.
brother.
Thank you
Gospel
so
twist
much.
to it and everything.
Yeah, right. I think that it gives kind of a blend to a different format of music, especially with auto-tune, how it's, of course, demonized.
Trying to jump off to
Yeah,
it.
but, people, hear auto-tune, they automatically say, it's not music and all this other kind of stuff, but, we have live instruments on there, we have singers on there, and to put auto-tune there is real something. As far as the message of the song, it's just basically saying, whatever kind of depressive, things going on in your life or whatever is happening that's not, something that sometimes we just have to remind ourselves that it's a beautiful day, even when we don't necessarily see a beautiful day. It's a lot to be grateful for. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. So
That's a great song. I wish
so
you the
much.
best with that, brother. That's the type of music we need out there right now. I
Yes,
feel
sir.
like we just need, comedy, comedians, uplifting songs. We really need it right now with everything that's going on in the world. We
Yes.
just need to laugh, and that's why it's
Absolutely.
a good show to tune in to.
Yeah, I can dig it. We're talking about degenerative disease this month. And, I thought, going right to it, really actually talk about the major organs, which is our brain.
Right.
Our mind and how we actually think. Now, let me break down the theme of degenerative disease. Now, I talked about the whole disease a little bit earlier, but for people that's just tuning in, and just so you really understand, because I have a thing that I like to do with our language. We talk, I've spoken this before. We speak English, we talk. Any language that you speak, you speak. But sometimes I think you can talk and know exactly what you're saying.
I do that all the time. My wife said I do that all the time.
And there are certain words that we say and we really don't the breakdown and like, oh wow, like when you start to think about it, like I was breaking down the ease, okay?
Just,
When you start to really get into it, it's like you start to really then become responsible for what you're saying. And that's, again, a big part of what we do here with Weekly Affirmations and Mental Choices, how we speak things into life.
True that.
So look, degenerative, characterized by progressive, often irreversible deterioration and loss of function in the organs or tissue. Now, again, most people, when they're thinking about actual, physical, the diabetes, stuff like that, we are going to be talking, this month, and kidney failure, all that stuff. We're going to be having Marvin Gaye Jr. coming in, I think, right, on the 16th, or 15th, 16th, next Monday. And we talked about that online because this is where it starts. Again, back to the degenerative definition, or tending to decline or to deteriorate. Now, disease, in the breakdown, disease, disorder or structure or function in a human, animal, or plant that has a lack of ease. Okay, an animal or plant, that has a lack of ease. And okay, so it's expressing the reversal of ease, dis-ease. Okay,
That's a Latin word. You come in. Okay, go ahead. I'm okay.
So when you're thinking about disease, and that is so important to me to think about, you're comfortable. There's something going on. Now, when you're thinking about in the mind, if you're in a place of chaos, you're not stable, you're not at peace. You're kind of all over the place, and we're talking about this activity in the media and everything that's happening. Where do we become responsible? So, I'm getting into this real, how I do with it.
Let them use you.
wow.
Go ahead.
I'm all about us being responsible.
I can see why you have it.
And I can be loving and compassionate, and that's what Oya, the spirit of Oya, does. But then I also get really serious with being responsible. So what I want to know is, why are we playing the victim? Why, generally speaking, amongst the people, we're playing the victim.
A lot of this stuff's almost speak to my real life and to my marriage. But let me expound on. No, I'm serious, because when you were saying the uneasiness stuff, it almost sounded like for a second she was talking about being impotent. I mean, because it's the same thing. I mean, whatever she was saying is impotent. Those problems in bed too.
It's always somewhere where she goes. You gotta watch.
Yeah, she deep though.
She deep.
I mean, Nas, her. I mean, y'all should do a record. Y'all should do an album. You and Nas.
Album together.
Yeah, he could be your security guard and backup singer. I mean, I'm sorry.
Hey,
go ahead.
we got to introduce our new guest.
Oh yes! How did we forget this beautiful
we
here?
we get so caught up in the affirmation. Whenever you drop something, everything just stop. You just start thinking about the words and the cadence in which she's doing things, and you forget the other people. But I smell you before you came.
Yes.
I don't know what it is that you have on, but you didn't just spray it. You marinated it. What you saying right there?
Man,
You got
so heavy over here.
Yeah. What is that?
I'm trying to stay focused.
Yeah,
over
I'm
here.
saying, is that what is that?
Sugar.
Peach sugar?
Sugar.
Peach
Oh, you see, you can't say that on this show because you can't put peach and sugar together on this show. You know about putting peach and sugar together.
We're blessed with beautiful women on this show every week.
I can't speak on it. I can't speak. I'm married, you know.
We got Brittany.
Y'all go ahead. Y'all
She got
speak on
peach
it.
sugar.
All y'all single over there?
Yes, sir.
You single too, Doc?
Me, no, I'm married.
Oh, you married? Okay, Doc, you should be over on this
That's
side.
amazing.
Go ahead.
We got this side and we got this side. The good side.
We go. Who introduced the guest? We ain't even introduced the guest yet. Who is it?
No. We gonna get to Brittany because Brittany's an attorney, so I know she has
Oh, you a
talk.
lawyer?
I am.
What type
Indeed.
of lawyer?
General practice. Excuse me.
General. Oh, so that's like a doctor, general practitioner. You go to him for anything, and he sees somebody. Yeah. Every black man needs a lawyer.
Right.
So if you watching this Nas, you better find out when we get our information.
gun.
It sounds
You
like
really
at your
need it.
airport. You
You really
really got a lawsuit case with them stopping you because you got a beanie on. But go ahead. No, go ahead.
And other
Go ahead.
listeners that would like to call in, the number's 323-965.
Please.
1600.
One more time. We need callers, man.
323-965-1600.
1600. Absolutely. So yeah, I know Brittany, she's gonna be able to chime into this topic really good because she's an attorney. She went to school. She's using her mind because one of the things that they talked about in some of the research that I did is if you don't use it, you lose it.
Right.
You know.
Nursery rhyme. Yeah.
But
Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss, right.
Go ahead.
But what I'm taking from that is not just the simple you don't use it, you lose it from an educational standpoint, how you're thinking. If you don't use your mind in a positive way and really create your life the way that you want it, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything kind of thing.
You can actually trick your mind to do anything you want it to do.
Speak on it, Chris. What do you know about that?
Well, I'm just saying, you can trick your mind. Whatever you can conceive and believe, you can achieve. So if you can convince your mind you're rich, you're famous, you're a singer, you're a lawyer, you're a doctor.
Wait, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to convince my mind so I can pass the bar exam. Because if I pass, I can be a lawyer, right?
You can.
As long as I pass the test, I'm qualified to be a lawyer, right?
Well, you need to have gone to an accredited law school.
Oh, so see, they told me you just
It's always a
take the
trick.
test.
It's always a trick to get out of the hood.
It's always something.
That's good because you can represent yourself in this country. I mean, I don't have to be. I mean, if something happens, I can represent myself, right?
You sure can.
See?
It's not always advisable.
Right.
But
See?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. She knows
the
a lot,
client
man.
who represents himself has a fool for a lawyer or whatever.
But that's good, man. We got a lawyer in there, man. We need to talk. I need to talk. I'm dealing with some stuff. I need some legal advice right now. When you come in here, it should be free. Out there, you should charge. But in here, you should be able to do it. But go ahead, or you writing something down? Or you writing something down?
Did we introduce Brittany Gibson? Did we actually introduce
actually
her?
did it. We said she's an attorney. She passed the California bar exam.
Yes.
Is that the only one you passed? Or you
Yes,
passed one?
it is.
She passed the California bar exam. She smelled good.
To an accredited law.
Yeah, where's the clap button? You got a clap button. Let me do it. Let me introduce it like I used to do on the first minute. Ladies and gentlemen, what's her name?
Peaches and sugar.
pink sugar. Pink.
Peaches and sugar. That's
Ladies
it.
and gentlemen, show your love for Peaches and Sugar, a.k.a. Brittany
Gibson.
Gibson. Show your love. There you go there. Official introduction.
Yeah.
Show your love. There you go.
Yeah.
Let him use you.
Sex for chocolate. Yeah.
Well,
Welcome
thank
to the show.
you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So all right. So why do so many people choose to stay in a place of disease, to be in shambles, to be in disarray, to the same old, day in and day out, and they don't want to make a change? Why is that?
Easy.
Mentality.
You know what?
Sometimes
You're right,
you can
Chris.
become a product of your environment. That's why, to be honest with you, and I know Nas gonna call back in on this one, but that's why a lot of times people try to get out of the hood, try to get out of the projects, because it's such a negative environment. A lot of times, you see crime, you see, the things that you see a lot of times affect your thinking or whatever. You wake up in a place like Beverly Hills and positive, it doesn't have to be Beverly Hills, whatever, it's positivity, but there are a lot of negative things. Now I'm saying a lot of good things don't come out of the hood, but really a lot of negative things, and when you see a lot of negative things, it puts you in a negative state of mind. Yeah. So that's why.
But there's another side of that because some of the most successful people, people that we especially in our community, have come, from disheveled kinds of situations. So you have people like. Absolutely, you have Oprah Winfrey, you have Magic Johnson, you have Michael Jordan, you have the list goes 50 Cent, the list goes on.
But notice, when they get there, They move to a different day. They don't go back to the hood. They don't go back. They don't go back in the hood and say, I got all this money. Let me go back down here and buy me a house in Compton. I'm just saying.
Key point, Doug said a lot of things have come out of the hood.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I think though, when we say things like, people are how they are because of X, Y, and Z, it is a percentage of being able to use it as an excuse or a victim's mindset, even though that's it's not preferred. Obviously, it's like someone say, hey, I'm like this, our environment is like this. As this brother was saying earlier, it's easier to say that than to say, okay, what exactly am I saying? Not just as a victim mindset, but what am I saying as a result of what I'm doing with my own actions?
Right. So, and that's why I say, brother, that's why you got to keep Jesus at the forefront, brother. That's why black people have been able to overcome these, because they keep Jesus in their heart. We look for positive things in negative situations.
Absolutely.
And all those people that you said were able to take something positive out of the hood and make that transition.
So
that's why we're such a spiritual community, man, because saving grace of God has gotten us through that. I mean, think about where we come from, picking cotton. I grew up in Montgomery, Alabama. The 60s or whatever, man. You have to find something positive. I'm speaking to Oya's point. Find something positive in the hour of chaos to focus on to bring you over that bridge. And I don't need to preaching up in here now, because you know what I'm saying.
That's why no matter what happens,
I wanted you to preach it.
No matter what happens, black community, we always call a preacher, right?
Right. That's right.
It can be a gunshot. It can be a wedding. It can be a funeral.
Right.
We always call a preacher.
That's right.
What you think on this, Brittany? What you think?
Well, I love it, actually. I'm reminded of the verse that says it's harder for a rich man to get into the kingdom of heaven than it is for a camel to get by a needle. And so I think to me, that kind of goes on what was talked about, because I think that when you're in an environment that's negative, you're forced to activate some type of faith, because you can't, or you have to activate your faith, because if all you see is negativity and you end up someplace else, that means you were looking someplace else to get out. Right. And so I feel like you basically are forced to exercise that muscle, that faith muscle.
Right. And
so I think that's a good topic. I think that interesting. Another verse I'm reminded of: "Last shall be first, the first shall be last." Because when you come up in that environment, I feel like you gain a skill that money can't buy. Right. And no matter what you face, whether it's like health issues, once you find that ability to use your faith to get out of your circumstance, it's something that you don't lose.
Right. And that's what we believe in.
See, that we
need to believe in that.
Right. In other words, we need to, take the Jewish blueprint sometimes, because, like Chris and I have this saying, and we live by it. If you hang around 9 broke people, you're bound to be the 10th. Right. If you hang around 9 successful people, you're bound to be the 10th. Right. So we always speak on, we need some callers, man. Why aren't we getting any callers in here? Get that number again. Somebody call in. The next person that calls in, I'm going to give a prize to. We need some callers to join in on this. And I also want to send out a shout out to the young lady right here doing the switchboard. Y'all don't give her enough props.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Where's the clap button at?
What's her name?
Keys.
Is that Keys? You are doing it. I mean, she doesn't get any camera time, but you have to see how many buttons and how many switches she is working to make sure he's passing notes in these cameras. We also got a brother in here with dreadlocks that's showing us sign stuff. We want to just thank y'all for the y'all doing it.
Hey, I want to tell the story. I was in the grocery store, right? And me and a friend, we stopped at, they have all candies and magazines. So we got in line to buy our items, and me and him stopped. And we started looking at some of that little side trinkets they get with, right?
Right.
This Jewish lady, she walked past us and got in front of us. And we looked at her like, damn, she doesn't, and she looked back and smiled. She said, Jewish people, we always push to the front of the line. And I was like, damn, okay. All right. So she wasn't even mad about it.
You should have pushed it. And right when she said that, I would have taken my hand and pushed the shit out of it.
We always push to the front. She said we always push to the front. That's the Jewish people. They always push to the front. We have to do it as black people.
Yeah, we have to do the same thing, man. We have to take a blueprint of what's successful, and we have to apply it to ourselves, our communities. And that's what I'm saying. Oya's already doing that with these positive affirmations or whatever. Right. We joke on it a lot, but you are what you think a lot of times. Right. And you have to get up in the morning and believing that you can win. You have to set your own affirmation that you have to say whatever it takes to get you to that next level. Right. You have to do it, man. And that's every morning. This is a great radio show, man. I love this show, man. Chris, this is beautiful, man. You putting this thing down like this, man, with the thing that you're doing for the kids with cancer or whatever. Did you show the pictures that the kids took with boxers at the boxing match or whatever?
I never showed them. I'm gonna post them.
Why are you taking the pictures if you ain't gonna post them?
When I posted them up on Instagram, Facebook, and website.
Here too, man. This is what you're doing is incredible. I don't mean to go too far off topic, but I remember when Chris took his own money, bought a van, and they do the wrapping. Where they wrap the thing around, and this guy would go to parking lots, Ralph's parking lots or whatever, and raise money to take kids to Disneyland. I mean, these are things that people don't know about Chris Wade. He would go and raise the money and save it all, whatever, and take these kids to Disneyland before he ever got any sponsors, before he ever got in the show or whatever. So I'm sorry, man. I just had to mention what you do, man. I mean, it's amazing. And to do all that stuff and then have a Jewish lady cut in front of you at the line to get up to the front, I think it's despicable.
That's despicable. Hey, after the Floyd Mayweather fight, we're all coming back to L.A. And September 15th, which is Monday, we're going to do a radio show. Antonio Burrell, middleweight heavyweight champion, is going to be on the show.
Oh, he's coming here?
Yeah, so everybody's listening. Please call in, listen that day.
Man, y'all need to start calling in.
Team Watson's going to be here.
Well, I'm going to have at least, I'm going to talk to about 15 people. Y'all going to get some calling in. I'm going to have somebody calling because this is ridiculous. People need to call in, man. We got a great show here. Oya's on. We going to hear any of your music today?
Yeah, actually we are. We got a special little surprise because as Jason Taylor has his release tomorrow, I just released my music video and with this theme.
Another one and you ain't call me? You can't call nobody. You can't call nobody. Come on, man. I ain't been there. You better have shot this video a year ago before we met. Cause I was
in the last video.
She won't put the less in her video.
I ain't never been in the video, man.
See that? Special treatment over here.
Look at how Jason rubbed it out. I was in the last video.
Yep, I had my cameo and everything, Doc.
No, I'm going to get you when I shoot another video without me and Chris being in there.
Hey, she told me black people didn't have, they had hair in 1962 or something like that.
It wasn't 1962. It was 1944. I told him that you had to have hair.
What do you mean by that?
Because you'll see in the video.
Okay, well, I don't know what she's talking about now.
Because they had the little waves and styles. These are 2014. I was back in.
Hey. All stars in the video, they got them wigs, you know.
That's
what they're doing. You gonna debut the video on this show?
I am.
Okay,
I'm going to debut the video next. It's in the theme because we're talking about positive thinking.
Well,
a lot of negative things going on. And, you know, when we come back, what'd you say?
We all make our mind
up. I'll tell you if it's positive.
Okay.
See the video now.
When we come back, we're going to continue talking about, you know, why are so many people playing the victim? You know, right. Doug made a great point about the environment, and we're going to talk more about that. I have a lot to say about that. But, you know, a big excuse that people have shared with me when I was doing the research and just working with clients, you know, they're just always blaming their parents, their environment, their neighborhood. I wasn't taught that, you know, but how long can you say I wasn't taught that? How long can you say my parents didn't teach me that? How long can you blame it on the fact that I grew up in the hood? We're going to talk about that when we come back.
And before we go, please, y'all, get a number out one more time for a call in. Let's get a call.
323-965-1600.
Yeah, we want to know, I mean, is that a valid excuse once you get past your 20s and your 30s? I mean, how long can you hold that as an excuse? I mean, we're not trying to knock nobody here, but we don't want you to be the victim. We want you to be in control of your life.
And if you're on welfare and you're getting a check and you healthy and you capable of getting to work, get out there and work and stop taking money from people that really need it. So I'm calling out all the welfare people. If you're on welfare, you're getting a government check and you getting up every day and going to the pool hall and playing dice, stop it and get a job and make a better choice in life.
That's Doug Williams. Let's thank Doug Williams for filling in for AHA today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come on, let's do the world know me.
Put the clap button. You're slipping, man. Just Doug Williams. There you go. See what happens when you start getting black people paid? They start slipping.
That's our guest, Team Watson, Daily Solutions, Pitbull Energy Drink, Roscoe's Chicken Waffles, and BeLifeDriven.
So we're going to come back. We're going to talk about that welfare. We're going to talk about all of that coming up.
You got to get off welfare now. I'm sick of this. There's too many people on welfare. In fact, I'm going to start putting people in. If I see you collecting a check from the government and you driving with rims on your car and spinners and all that kind of stuff, I'm turning you in. We're going to get black people off welfare. That's what we're going to do.
Okay.
All right, you guys.
That's your own risk.
We're going to come back and we're going to talk about all of that. But in the meantime, I'm happy to debut right here my music video
let me see this.
Featuring your man Miguel Nunez and Janet Green. Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, you already shot them. You better be in a bikini too. Come on, talk about this stuff. We want to see somebody in a bikini. That's positive.
Positive thinking.
This is my music video because we got to eliminate the negative. So you got to accentuate the positive. Here it is, my razor.
Y'all put it on the big screen up there because I can't see it from over here.
was doing well until you came back.
Why is it always the ugly ones who are the loudest? Am I right?
You must have that mirror in front of you again.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Club Spirit. Let's hear it for the band. Let's hear it for the band. All right, we're going to have a good time tonight, am I right?
I don't think so, as long as you're on stage.
Hey, you know, this man got 3 lovely ladies with him and rode in here on a bike. All right, when I come back, we are going to have a surprise for you. Come on, take me out, boys. Get down there, get down there. All right, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go.
Yes, Miguel.
All right, you're on in 5 minutes.
Okay, I'm getting ready.
Yeah, but they're itching down there.
How's the crowd?
They're drinking and mad.
Everything is gonna be positively fine.
I hope you're right. All right, I told you we have a surprise for you, and we here at the Spirit Club aim to please.
Well, we hope it ain't you.
Oh, it's much better. So put your hands together for the incomparable, the amazing, sensational.
Yeah.
Oya.
I hope she got talent, because you don't. Yeah, let's see what she got.
You got to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and latch on to the affirmative. But don't mess with Mr. In Between. You've got to spread joy up to the maximum, bring gloom down to the minimum. Have faith, a pandemonium, liable to walk upon the scene. To illustrate my last remark, show in the well, no in the ark. What did they do? Just when everything looked so dark. Man, they said you better accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and latch on to the affirmative. But don't mess with Mr. In Between. My last remark, Jonah in the well, Noah in the ark. What did they do? Just when everything looked so dark. Man, they said we better accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and latch on to the affirmative. But don't mess with Mr. In Between. You gotta spread joy, you gotta spread joy. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. No, don't mess with Mr. In Between.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Push the clap button on that. Yeah, there you go. Push that button.
Oh, yeah.
That was nice. Chain right there. Don't
That
mess
was really
with
nice.
Mr. In Between.
Thank you. Don't
like it.
mess with Mr. In Between. So
It was a stone cold groove.
I still don't think that was. Oh, I think she was out front, and it was Beyonce in the back singing and stuff. That was great.
It was a beautiful. You need to. Is that on YouTube?
Yes, it is. It is. You can go to my page, Spirit Voice, if you want to check that out again and share it.
That was beautiful. You know, I would tell you. You know me. I'm gonna
we know.
That was off the chain.
That girl can sing.
I better be in the next video.
We'll see what
I see she didn't have no. I see she saying there was no bald head brothers in video.
Yeah.
That's discrimination. You were talking about, a whole nother. She talking about positive stuff. That's putting negative stuff on a brother that's not growing hair anymore.
Come on now, it was a character thing. I had to represent what style was back in the late 1930s, early 40s.
I'm sure there was some
that's all.
bald head brothers back then. You know, brothers
come
have
on
been
now.
losing hair
When
since they've been.
I did the research. You saw how everybody had the little styles.
I could afford a little wig.
You could have worn wig. I bet you can pull up, type in on Google, bald head brothers in the 40s, and a bunch of brothers will come with bald head.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll do it next time. We got time now. Go ahead. But that's beautiful. I like it. Beautiful. 2 thumbs up. I give it 2 thumbs. What do you think about it, Brittany?
Oh, it was classy, beautiful, just what the ladies need these days.
Thank you.
Accentuate the positive. Put a brother in the video. Put a brother in the video. Accentuate.
Look that up real quick.
But so you see, that goes with my philosophy and what it is that I love to share with the world. Don't mess with that Mr. In Between. You got to stay focused. And so when I decided I wanted to do a jazz standard, that was like, wow, this is one of my favorite jazz records and a part of my philosophy.
My good friend, both of those are my good friends, Dan Green and Miguel Nunez. It's wonderful that they, put it down in the video like that. It's great. It's great. I have nothing but a positive. What'd you say? Affirmation. I'd like to give an affirmation to that video. Wonderful. Isn't that an affirmation? Wonderful.
Can there be one word? Can there be one word affirmations? Can there be one word affirmation?
Yeah, it can. Just say it. Or you can use a couple of words. God is good. That's a good one. All right.
Don't confuse the affirmation.
Hey, when I was growing up, my mother used to say a prayer. Jesus wept.
That's a Bible verse. That's a Bible verse.
Wow.
That's a Bible verse. You say, give me a Bible verse. Yep.
But look, so getting back into it, and the reason why I'm so happy to premiere the video, but real talk, getting into what the song represents. Mm-hmm. When we're coming out of the hood and whatever situation it is, it doesn't even have to be the hood. It can be, you could be living in Bel Air and just have a really bad situation.
Or a trailer park. Don't we listening in Texas? Text from
text from
right. He from
Austin, I think.
Also from Amarillo. Yeah, he in the trailer park. That's the same thing.
But again, where we left off is, how long do we allow our parents, our environment, or whatever's going on in our life be an excuse? How do we get out of that?
That rolls into what I was saying about the welfare.
That's
too.
right.
When you use the welfare for an excuse, you can't live off the government forever, and you healthy and you capable. Because you're talking about positive situations. A lot of times when kids see that, man, you have to be careful what you let kids see. When you let kids see you sitting around every day collecting a check and you're healthy and living, food stamps and cheating and stuff like that kind of stuff to me permeates and it keeps us in that same type of condition. So I'm challenging everybody, man. If you're healthy and you're capable of getting out, working and getting a job and making an honest living, and I'm not saying, it is because it's a dishonest living, tricking the government. Get out and do something, man. Say Oya's thing every morning and get out and get a job. You got 2 years. If I see you and you're on welfare, you don't belong on welfare, I'm turning you in.
Get off your ass and get a job.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, here's the thing, like on the real deal, when it comes to welfare, what's happening is so many people are complaining about people abusing welfare.
That's what I'm talking
Is it actually being used the way that it was intended, to help you get on your feet? So if you're having hard times,
making you lazy.
That works for like the first month, like the first 3 weeks, but after the first month, like that last, once you get like the 4th check or whatever, every month or whatever, you just become complacent. I've been a victim to that, getting on unemployment or whatever, and you just become real complacent.
Okay, so thank you for being honest about that. Please share this with us, because again, the way that I'm flipping this whole degenerative disease topic today is the degeneration of your mind. Because see, what you just said is, that was working cool, can't get back on my feet, but then you just kind of got complacent and then just.
The thing is, it's a hard situation, and I'm just coming back from another country right now, all African country, one of the darkest skinned countries, and I've seen such in Africa such a dichotomy of the rich and poor, and there's extreme poverty and there's extreme wealth as well. You see a lot of people on the side of the street, they're deformed, half body, half thing, and they're crawling around and using like their slippers, like regular slippers, on their hands, you know what I mean, and just crawling around, but you see a smile on their face, So there's something there that Chris was speaking to, the spirituality of the African people or whatnot, that is there. And now I come back to America. And this is a whole different place, always think that there's something to do with the community and the history of the African people in America that has something to do with our condition right now. So we have to keep that in a factor. I'm not using that as an excuse, but it does factor in a whole lot because of the history of the African people in America. You know what I mean? We do have to keep that into consideration. And so my point in saying that is our community, there's a community, you know, we really help each other. There's constant giving, there's constant you know, there's that spiritual backbone that is prevalent. And out here it's a little bit harder because we can't go to the local store and get a job, for example. We don't have the people in power, and those people in powerful positions, they take their resources outside of the community, which is very hard, you know? And so what does the person do that wants to get out, but they can't? Who do they go to? You know what I mean?
Join the military. You know, you just got something. You know, join the military. Join. What's that other thing you can go to? What's that other that force you can go to where you help out?
The National Guard?
No, it's something else. Where you can
I know
join.
what you're talking about.
Where you can join and they go take you around the
Salvation
world.
Army?
Peace Corps.
Oh, Peace Corps.
You just have to do something.
Yeah,
you know?
no, that's true. That's true.
You have to do something. People don't understand that. You just have to do something.
Yeah.
We you know, when I say we too, man, you know, let's not exclude the Latino community too, because we are all living together, blacks and Hispanics.
But they go a lot better to go to McDonald's.
That's my point, though. That's my point. That's my point.
They do something. See?
What's your point?
That's my point, because we've been disconnected from our reality for a long time, right? So when somebody else comes from another country, because we were born here, we only have this reality to base on, you know, to base our reality on.
Right.
But when we come from another country, you see what other people are dealing with. That's why the Africans, they come in, they're ahead of the class. They're working 2 jobs. They're, you know what I mean?
To speak to that point, man, you know, I just want to make this a little subtle point that I've noticed about Mexicans that come over. Mexicans will stand on the corner on the freeway selling oranges.
I was just gonna say that.
And be out there, but I rarely ask for a handout from a Mexican where they say, hey, you got $2 to spare, you got to do this. They will come over here and say, now granted, they're not selling, so if you're going to stand on the corner selling, you know, sell stuff we need, cocaine, weed, cigarettes, you know, don't sell, I mean, we need more.
Now the Mexican mafia is killing it right now, you know?
I'm just joking around, but they work.
No, you're not.
They work.
Nah, but even check it out, even on that, on the illegal front, the Mexican mafia in terms of like black and, you know, Crips and Bloods, they're going to the Mexican mafia, so they have a different mentality, you know what I'm saying, in terms of community and in terms of ownership, because they come to this country with absolutely nothing, and they will live 15 people in an apartment building just to make ends meet, but they'll end up buying that apartment.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
We got to get on that same
American black people. American black people are lazy.
We got to get on that same
Nah,
plane.
it's not. I don't think it's lazy. I think there's a strong historical context that has deprived us of a certain consciousness.
I agree because I think as a people, it's almost like we display symptoms of depression. Like our group as a whole is just depressed. Like, because what are the symptoms of depression? Like lethargy, lack of motivation. You know, you don't see things clearly. And when you think about Mexican American people, African people that recently came from Africa, they're coming from places where everybody looks like them. And they're going up in a place where when you see somebody with money, what's the difference between me and them? They just have money, they're working hard, but we look the same, but I just see them doing better. So I feel like in a situation like that, you're motivated to work. But it's like when you grow up in a place where the people who have money don't look like you, already I think you start to form this mindset where it's like the reason why I'm not going to be there is because I look this way. And you just kind of like accept that. And it's easy to like fall victim to that mindset. So I feel like for us, it's just a unique situation. And it's difficult. How do you address that? But I think that that's at least a starting place. We're not like the Mexican people, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think we're like the...
That's our excuse we fall back on, I believe. You know, that only white people can have money, or, you know, I'm not white, I'm not whatever.
Right. I don't... You know, people buy into a story. They make it their excuse. Yeah. And then that's just it. Yeah. And basically what's happening is people, they ignore their capacity to improve their situation. Right. We all have the power to do it. But what happens? Get caught up on welfare and just, this is just going to be my life?
I think education communication is key, you know, in all of those circumstances. And that's what I'm saying. There's a certain value set that those people come over to America with.
It's the intention. They come from wherever they're coming from with that intention in mind that I'm going here to do that.
It's perception as well, because when you grow up like outside of the country, you see them, and this happened to me. I grew up like in West Africa as well, right? Like from like 11 or like 12 to like 16. You know what I mean? And when I came back on a school trip and like a sister school in New York, right? And so I was so far detached from, you know, being American. I forgot what being American was, and I was just starting to become, you know, Senegalese in terms of like my thinking and, you know, just culturally. And I came back, and we landed in New York, and I saw the limousines, and I was just infatuated. I was like, man, the streets are paved with gold, and you know what I mean? It changed my perception of what it was to be American, you know? And so the people that come over here, they think America is, because of the media, you know, because of the television shows and all of the music and just the lifestyle we portray, they think America is paved with gold. So that's their perception. When they come over here, there's no way that they can't fail. But the African-American perception of what America is drastically different.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I can dig it, because once again, we're talking about perception, how you're thinking.
Absolutely.
I can't fail. You know, that right there is, I am succeeding. I am going there. That intention, that perception of the opportunity, you know, that's what you're thinking. Like,
well, as when you go to war or you're in a war situation, you come home, they debrief you. Mm-hmm. I don't think black people will ever debrief. You know, we need to be debriefed and told that, you know, we can do and become anything we want to become. And, you know, it's not the white people holding us back. You know, we just need to, as a whole, be debriefed.
Yeah, we can't use that as an excuse anymore.
I know,
you know, and that's so many
I'm just saying, though, that's kind of what he's.
But what you're saying is
with.
completely accurate. Yeah. When you were talking about being debriefed, you know, Brittany said that's deep. I can dig that, because what have we talked about on this show? Yeah. Especially when we talk about affirmations, reprogramming, reprogramming your mind. Yeah. You know, we have to write a new story for your life. Yes. And I love what Dr. Pooch is saying, because I've worked with intergenerational patterns, right? You know, and even myself having to look at certain things that happen, you know, in the past with my family and their way of thinking, and then how I need to think if I wanted to succeed as the artist that I am, and successful. Happy to say, I'm very proud of that. But before, there was, there's no opportunities. I got to get a factory job. You know, you can't really truly be an artist. You know, you're not going to make any money. And then you can buy into these things within your own home, your environment. Again, watching the media, you know, the world is so bad, there's nothing that I can do. I might as well just give up, you know. And then this mental degeneration, where does it stop? Right. Because then now you're just laying up. Like Dr. Pooch said, some people can just lay up and just not do anything.
Well, you are an artist. Let me tell you that. Thanks,
but again, you know, I love to be able to share that story, because I had a choice. Jason had a choice too. Yeah. You know, we could have not done. You had a choice as a comedian. How hard is it to comedian to get out there?
Especially in Montgomery, Alabama, you know, wasn't a lot of entertainment places to perform or what have you. Yeah. But you know, here again, I just want to put out parents. I mean, because some people are set in their ways. You know, I feel like there are a certain group of people that are lost cause. But for the parents that are in the hood, that are raising kids in the projects, keep them around something positive. Keep them, you know, at the YMCA. Keep them engaged in things. You know, it doesn't always have to be about money. Put them in sports, because you learn to aspire by being around, like you said, positive things and other people who are going places or trying to go places. You know, my wife's family lives in the South Bronx, and we were there about 3 months ago, and every day, and they live in a real bad part of the South Bronx. Every day I would come out and we would take our kids to Central Park, but there would be tons of kids just sitting around watching the drug dealers sell drugs that would stay in the apartments all day. These are the type of things that breed becoming a drug dealer or getting involved with a gang. So if you have kids, give them something to aspire to. Take them, show them, get them involved in things. And that's how we're going to have to change the pattern through our behavior towards our children.
And it starts in the house.
It does, you know, because that stagnant way of living in, and let me just back up. When I said, you know, taking a factory job or whatever, you know, if that's what you want to do, bless you. Right. I'm with that. Right. And also, if you're doing that, but you don't want to do that, but you're doing it to move forward in something in your life, I love it.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're earning that paper to move forward in what you want to do. My issue is if you're doing things that you hate and you're not even using it for moving
motivation.
ahead.
You don't get complacent.
Exactly.
With something that you don't like
and
doing.
then saying, oh, I'm stuck on the job. I'm stuck here. And life is horrible. That's what we're talking about. You cannot be a victim. We're going to take a break and we're going to continue talking about this topic. We want to thank our sponsors. Chris, who do we want to thank?
Oh, Solutions, Team Watson, BeLifeDriven, BeLifeDriven, Roscoe's Pitbull, Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Right.
You know, I want to thank everybody for sponsoring.
And remind me, man, you know, I got to do this. My wife is doing a one-woman show. She's a part of the Los Angeles Women's Theater Festival. And she's doing a show on the film. Remind me to plug that before.
And when you come back, you know, bring her on. Bring her back.
We can get a babysitter. We got to get a babysitter.
Yeah, well, you know, we can work that out. And don't forget to donate $1 if you listen and help us grant a miracle for a child with cancer.
That's big, man. That's big. Chris, like I said, he used to do this out in the parking lots in 100-degree weather by himself to raise money for these kids. So please make sure you donate. And it's a worthy cause, and you have to see the expressions on the kid's face. And I don't want to get too deep with this, but one of the kids that you took or whatever passed away like about 3 weeks after.
Sebastian. He passed away.
But he had the time of his life.
We took him to Disneyland. Him and his family. I mean, his mother. She, you know, I talk to her every once in a while. She just, you know, she still cries sometimes. But Sebastian.
And the reason I'm bringing this up, man, because everybody can't. The Make-A-Wish Foundation, they have a line as long as
Right.
So everybody can't get into the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So that's why independent foundations like you that are doing it or whatever, you are stepping up to take some of those people out of the line. So that's why it's important that we support Chris and organizations that are stepping out to do things by themselves, because everybody can't get into Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Right. And that means BeLifeDriven.org. Go there, see what we're doing, help us sponsor a kid.
Absolutely. So we're going to take a music break and we will be right back on this topic. Please call us. Let us know your thoughts. I'm starting to see some people make some responses here, but we love to hear your voices. 323-965.
Just say, please call in. Please.
To a little Stevie. We got to get on some higher ground, y'all.
Keep on turning, 'cause the world
need raised life. We got to get on some high ground. Man, I want
Song, right?
yes, perfect, right? I want to give shouts to Denise, Lamar, Will Sherwood, Anne Marie, DeFalco, Chris, and
Thank you.
Akuswa that's listened to our show now. Akuswa has said, while the welfare system is put in place for families in need, it has been abused. And I do believe it's a system to keep families in just survival mode. If people can work, I say get a job, get off welfare.
How come she didn't call in and say that? You
Exclamation.
had to post it on there. Call in. All these people on here telling me they listening and ain't nobody calling in.
It's
You
all
need to put the
good.
phone number on there.
We want to hear your
Come on,
voices.
call in. I don't want you to post. Posting stuff on. Is that your page?
It's all good as long as they connected. As long as they're connected. But don't be afraid to call. We're here every Monday from 10 a.m. to 12. Write the number down, 323-965-1600. But if they might be at work, people at work and doing things, they're
They
listening.
don't take a break at work. Now, you don't work 10 to 12 straight. People take breaks, especially black folks. Them black folks that's on your page. Black people take breaks. You know that.
Hey,
you
Doug.
take a break cause.
We're going to give Doug time to make a shameless plug.
Oh, yeah, for my wife, man. I got to make sure I plug my wife. I don't know if she's listening or if she's dealing with kids or what have you. But I want everybody to come. Like I said, the Los Angeles Women's Theater Film. The Los Angeles Women's Theater Festival. My wife is doing a one-woman show. It's called Tracing My Lineage, the story of a Puerto Rican Spitfire. My wife's name is Ada Luz Pla Williams. I made her put Williams on there. But anyway, so, I said, she tried to stay Hollywood, but she put her name Williams on there. It's 9070 Venice Boulevard in Culver City, September the 5th. You can call 818-760-0408. Like I said, I love my wife, man. Shout out to my wife. It's Tracing My Lineage, the story of a Puerto Rican Spitfire, Ada Luz Pla. Love you, baby. Y'all please go online, check it out. You can check it out on my page on Facebook, Doug Williams page. I'm posting it on there and you can see the information. Thank you for
Hey,
listening.
Doug,
That's good. Now he can get back in the house.
Yeah, that's right. I had to make sure.
Now, what about you, Doug? You got anything jumping off?
You know what?
these days?
I'm actually being a house husband right now. I'm in town for the next 2 weeks. My wife is working on this one-woman show. I'm taking care of the kids or whatever. Also, man, I want to mention this for parents out there who have kids that want to enter in acting business. My wife is teaching now at the Aaron Spicer Aaron Spicer studio. Aaron Spicer works with Jennifer Lopez. He's a personal acting coach to Will Smith, the Wayans brothers. He's working with Will Smith right now on a movie or whatever. But anyway, she's teaching at his acting workshop. So I'll be posting that on my page. I don't have the information right in front of me, but Doug Williams on Facebook. If you have a child or teenager that's interested in acting, you can take them to and she's offering a deal, what have you. So she teaches acting class. I'm just being a house husband for the next 2 weeks while she's setting up all this.
Yeah, well, you
cool,
time to plug your wife. We love it. You gonna come bother us next week?
Yeah, I'm gonna be here. I'm in town, so I can't. I've had so much fun. You guys, this is a great radio show, and I'm really out to promote that it gets on because it's fun, it's laughter, and at the same time, there's a serious educational point. You bringing in guys like the doctor who knows some stuff. I kid about bananas. Like you really do need to be health conscious, especially in our community, the Black and Hispanic community, because we are dying at alarming rates for diabetes and all those things. They give me the rap sign or what have you. Obviously, I done gone way too long. I might have been friends on talking on somebody else's time. But
So
anyway.
move right along, Doug. Thank you. Speaking of Dr. Pooch, come on, man. So you got our daily solution. What's our weekly solution this week? What we got?
Being that it's Labor Day, I urge everybody to just get on the road, travel wherever you are. You can hop on a bus nowadays. I just did so much traveling this last month. I was in out the country, even within the United States. I traveled all over the East Coast. I was on a transit in Boston. I just hopped off the plane and just visited Boston all over. It's just take that adventurous spirit, travel. You're gonna find little gifts. The gift of life is precious. That's gonna feed you, and then you find little things across the road, and you can gift other people that are around you. In that spirit as well, I was thinking about you guys while I was gone. Unfortunately, I got you a gift. I got you a gift keys, but it got taken from me because it was metal, right? And it got taken from me while I was in Belgium. Going through security or whatnot. The security is like top notch over there. But I could still offer you. I have a lot of like herbs and teas and moringa teas I was telling you about.
Okay, yeah,
so I'll offer that.
You take, we know
I'm trying to see. Go ahead.
I got Chris. I see him always with the thing. I know he's not using it right now, but I got him yesterday. He even forgot it at a donut shop that we met at yesterday.
A donut
You know what I mean?
What are you doing?
It was just a meeting. You know what I'm saying?
No place else to meet other than a donut
shop, man. There's coffee there.
You could get the dude place that grow the bananas.
That sounds suspect for both of you.
Yeah.
No, we was having
it was a nearest spot to sit down and have wrap it up.
Quick about my book. Matter of fact, we got to remind everybody I have my book coming out. Life Driven, The Journey Starts Within. It's my story. So get my book. It's we run a little bit behind time right now because it's supposed to be out in September. But don't worry about it. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, it's a great project. So I offered him like a little, it was like an African iPod carrier, you know what I mean? Just with like African material. It was really nice. Oh yeah, this is for you if you like bracelets.
Oh, you know I do.
Yeah, there you go. And Keys, if you bracelets too, I could bring you one next week. I'll bring you guys some tea.
You can share that one. You can share that one.
Go.
You wear Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You wear it Thursday, Friday, Sunday.
Whatever.
Did you sanitize on it to make sure that
Dr. Pooch, what you're gonna have to do when you get situated this week, you're gonna have to pull some pictures. So when you come back Sunday, so you can share a few of something that you felt was like the most seriously, or what does AHA say? The magnificent, whatever that thing is. Those pictures.
Okay.
Jason, where can we find you? What you got going on? Yes. What's the deal with you?
First of all, before I get into all that, I just wanted to thank you guys so much for this time and this opportunity, man. It's been like family up in here. So yeah, thank you so much for having me on here. Thank you so much for the beat and the laughs. This guy over here, he's the truth. So you can find me on Instagram at JatMusic1. That's JAT as in Tom, Music1, JatMusic1. You can find me on Facebook. Jason Taylor, and then also I have, of course, a project that's already out. It's called Love Revolution. That's on iTunes. That's online everywhere. You can buy that, download that. It'll definitely be some good for you and your day.
Music, man.
Hey,
great stuff.
Hey, Doug,
Thank you so much. And we also have. Go ahead, brother.
I got it. Noel Jones.
Wow.
You sound like Noel Jones.
Listen, I'm predicting that song is gonna do well, man. You gotta call me. Y'all support this brother. I just want to say this real quick, man. Support when you see a young brother like this. This is what we talking about. These affirmations. Support a brother. This is grassroots stuff. This brother is pushing his own stuff. Buy and support his stuff. You heard Happy. We got the Happy. Now support his stuff.
Yeah, I can chime in, and I want Jason for you to continue. But Doug, thank you for that, because as independent artists, people talk all of that about they want to support this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Please do. If you really listen to Jason's music, you listen to my music, whoever's music, and you really truly like, wow, that person's doing their thing, go ahead and spend that 99 cents on that single or
99 cents.
You buying all this other stuff,
not even $4.
And a lot of times people say, "Oh, well, it ain't gonna make a difference." Look, my dad had a saying. My dad had a saying. My dad had a saying. It's like the old lady pissing in the river. It's not gonna fill it up, but every little drop helps. And that's what I'm talking about. Your 99 cent helps support these artists and keep them going.
What river are we pissing in this week?
But listen, but you're right, Doug, because everyone that says that, if they flip that and they really did support and spend that 99 cents over and over again, that really helps us. So support your artists that you truly love.
Absolutely.
Continue, Jason. I want to go and get to Brittany.
So definitely. Just support that. Of course, Love Revolution is out everywhere, and A Beautiful Day will be out tomorrow, online everywhere. Food for Your Soul. It's a fun project. I'm also working on another project that'll be a full album and dropping hopefully at the top of next year. So
all right.
I'm very excited about that too.
Fantastic. Brittany, where can we find you?
Well,
we need some legal help.
I know. Well, my name is Brittany Gibson. I'm a California licensed attorney, UCLA law graduate, and I work for Sias Carr, LLP. You can contact us at 310-400-5890 for all of your legal needs. We do general practice, so that includes civil rights, personal injury, wills and trusts, whatever you need, just give us a call.
That's right. So you go in front of the jury and everything. You do the whole thing. You prepared to go in front of the jury and talk and everything. Make sure you wear whatever that is you wear when you go in front of the jury.
What's peach sugar?
Pink sugar.
Whatever the sugar is, put it on.
Peach or pink?
Get off.
Pink.
And speaking of positivity,
not guilty.
I thought it was peach sugar.
No, it's pink.
And speaking of positivity, doesn't she just sound positive? Like, you just want to.
Thank you.
She sound like you.
Hey, well, that works.
We should hang out. I feel like we should hang out now.
Hey, my rays of light, we got to say our affirmation for the week together. Our producer said, hey, everybody didn't say it earlier on, so we got to say it. I said and we talked about it, but we didn't all say it.
Okay.
So let's all center ourselves within ourselves.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. I am consciously choosing
I am consciously choosing
healthy choices for my life.
healthy choices for my life.
Yes, indeed, everyone. And look, hey,
And say that if you're on welfare. Say that a few times. See if you can get
no, real talk.
Be life-driven, everybody. Be life-driven.
Consciously choose to get off of welfare.
That's
create a plan. Whatever it is that you want in your life, create a plan. And say, truthfully, Doug, you're right. I'm consciously choosing healthy choices from life. Hey, this is your girl, Oya, and I'm going to be in Portland, Oregon at ACMA Performing Arts Center September 20th. So those of you that are looking for a fantastic concert and proceeds support the nonprofit Painted Sky North Star Native American Cultural Performing Arts Program. We're keeping the oral tradition and all the information of what Native Americans were and are today alive. And,
You do something for another nonprofit, I'm going to come after you all.
I love these people. Now that they're great, what they do, and their dance and their music. So, all right, we're gonna leave off with this song.
Twitter, Mr. Waves at Twitter.
Be Life-Driven Radio Show. This is the Be
allotted my time.
Life-Driven Radio Show.
Yes. Well, and I'm at spiritofvoid.com. We're gonna check you out next Monday with Marvin Gaye Jr., right? No, it's the 15th. Oh, he's on the 15th? Okay.
Who said it was supposed to be next week? Because I already tweeted out and told people.
You gonna be here as a host, so we talking about the guests.
I told people about Marvin Gaye next week. Y'all get y'all information straight.
Anyway,
supposed to be doing.
Hey y'all, listen, we're gonna play Eminem's Guts Over Fear. Let's stand
the Be Life-Driven Radio Show.
Get over it.
Welfare. You got 2 years to get off welfare.
No, you got 18 months.
Guts Over Fear, you guys. Move forward to life. Be life driven.
Yeah.
Ever since I came along from the day the song called How My Name Is dropped, started thinking my name was Fall. Cause anytime things went wrong, I was the one who they would blame it on. The media made me the equivalent of a modern day Genghis Khan. Tried to argue it was only entertainment, dog. Gangster? Nah, courageous balls. Had to change my style. They said I'm way too soft, and I sound like AZ and Nas. Out came the claws, and the thing's been out since then. But up until the instant that I went against it, it was ingrained in me that I wouldn't amount to a shit stain, I thought. No wonder I had to